Good evening and welcome to South West London News. I'm Ellie McKinnell.
And I'm Kamal Jaffer. Here are tonight's headlines. In Westminster, Brexit fever is raging. Leave Means Leave staged another rally to precede 5 days of debate on Theresa May's deal before the meaningful vote next week.
Hook, line and sinker. A fish and chip shop in Heale was shortlisted for the top 10 chippies in the UK, the only one on the list from London.
Red, dead or redeemed, the video game industry is booming despite fierce competition from other technology. We go to South West London to see the impact this has had.
But first, here's our top story on a familiar topic.
Theresa May has come under fire from both the Remain and Leave camps, splintering the Conservative Party and casting an uncertain shadow over the United Kingdom. This morning, Leave Means Leave, a leading cross-party campaign group whose vice chair is none other than Nigel Farage, held their third consecutive day of protest against Theresa May's Brexit deal. The demonstration has been criticised by some MPs for alleged abuse and harassment. Our reporter James Heale spoke to those at the scene.
Here in Westminster, the divisions in the House are being reflected on the streets. Leave Means Leave, a Brexit pressure group set up to oppose what it calls the worst deal in our history, have been out here organising a rolling series of demonstrations next to the House of Commons. However, in recent days, the group has been under fire for alleged harassment of MPs and for the supposed far-right links of some of those involved. We went along today to find out more.
It's been very positive here today. We haven't really had any trouble. We're for peaceful protest. What happened on Monday was not acceptable, but it's hardly surprising given the current political climate.
I am totally against protests. I'm totally against marches. I've never been into that kind of thing. I've always seen it as a bit sort of like anarchy and, what the sort of naughty people in society do. But it's sort of like got to the point where we are just being trodden on and trodden on and trodden on. And I think if you slap people down too many times, sooner or later they're going to rise up and they're going to have to say, look, you can't keep doing this to people.
On Monday, Guardian columnist Owen Jones and Remain supporting MP Anna Soubry were harangued by a small faction of protesters wearing yellow vests. Leave Means Leave has disowned these demonstrators and criticised their actions.
It's been absolutely fantastic on the ground. We've had a lot of positive energy. We get a lot of people stopping, saying congratulations, well done on being here. It's nice to see that, Leavers are still interested, still getting on the ground, still campaigning. And we're getting lots of positive reactions from MPs who walk past. Just earlier, a couple of our guys were having a very nice, very positive and constructive debate with Tim Farron. He happened to walk past and, we just had a chat to him. It was very good. Leave Means Leave, first off, we condemn 100% what happened to Anna Soubry. She's an MP expressing her opinion. She's entitled to do that. Everyone should be free to do that without any harassment. But, generally speaking, all of our guys are very peaceful, very well behaved. We're respectful to everyone. The other campaign, as you said, had nothing to do with Leave Means Leave. We abhor those sort of tactics. And people are getting so frustrated, they're going to lash out. And there needs to be sort of a more frank and open conversation on both sides about how we stop that from happening and why people feel it's acceptable to ignore the voice of one side or the other. We're a democracy.
What I saw in the film that Owen made yesterday was him being harassed in the street, physically harassed. And that's frightening because it only takes one person who gets whipped up into a frenzy. It just takes one person. They don't even need a weapon, actually. But it takes one person to throw that punch, and that can be it. Not everybody knows this, but my 3 times great-grandfather, Spencer Perceval, was Prime Minister in 1812. He wasn't a popular Prime Minister. But one day in 1812, John Bellingham came into the lobby, accosted the Prime Minister and shot him dead in public. And that was my 3 times great-grandfather. It happens, and actually, despite all the security and so on that we have now, a policeman lost his life during an attack, and Jo Cox on the street lost her life. It's a very frightening time.
Interesting that it became news when it was Anna Soubry who had to endure that kind of behaviour. What people forget to say was that we've had that kind of behaviour going on around here with us for 3 weeks before Christmas.
Although temperatures run low, tensions run high here at the heart of Westminster. James Heale, South West Londoner.
Ollie's Fish and Chips in Herne Hill is the only London finalist in the UK's top 10 fish and chip shops by the National Fish and Chips Awards. To reach this stage, they have got through the mystery diner round, and they will now batter it out to get to the top spot at the award's 31st anniversary ceremony on the 24th of January. Our reporter, Jack Richardson, went to get the famous Ollie's Fish experience.
Amidst the various international offerings on South West London Street, many see the humble British chippy as in decline. However, in South West London, one particular chippy has been a fixture for 32 years. Ollie's is named after the Dickens character in whose era fish and chips was a very popular dish. Unlike its Victorian namesake, however, Ollie's makes an alternative offering with high-end gourmet items on the menu such as crab and mussels and a wine list. So Harry, how do you feel about having won the awards to be in the top 10 fish and chip takeaway in the UK, in London and home counties?
We're so proud. It's taken me 3 years. It's the third year now. We've entered the competition where I've encouraged and developed the staff to embrace competition level. And the staff are brilliant, but they're a little bit better now. I enjoy what I do. I really love what I do, and it's about the product, it's about the staff, and most important, it's the customer's experience. It's firm to the touch, bounces back, it's cooked beautifully. It's a chunky fish.
What makes a good portion fish is it's not about the food really. It's about the ambience. It's about the experience coming to a place like this. Yes, the food has got to be good quality, but it's really got to be a very nice place, and you've got to enjoy being here. And that, that's worth its weight in gold, basically. It's a dining experience, if you want to look at it that way. But what really makes it different, I think, is Harry. His enthusiasm he's so bubbly. He's so sort of excited. He believes in the whole thing.
And there's a fine selection of sustainable, quality, exceptional fish on offer. So proud of the staff and the customers that support.
And so, how much support do you offer to British fishermen as part of your sourcing?
Our hake is MSC certified from Cornish waters or Scottish waters. We try very, very hard to source locally. We're a little island.
Great. And finally, what is it you intend to do to celebrate having been shortlisted?
Gosh, take my staff out. It's not about me; it's about the team. And the team, take my hat off to them. They're awesome. They're awesome. Really, really proud of them. Honestly. Thank you very much. Without you guys, seriously, we wouldn't be here. Thank you very much.
What better way to celebrate Ollie's success with a glass of English bubbly?
Cheers.
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 The UK gaming industry is now worth more than music and film combined, according to a BBC report last week. Our reporter Wesley Hudson visited an exhibition at the Victoria and Albert Museum and spoke to experts in tooting to try to find out more about this growing market and how it has taken the world by storm.
From pixelated retro classics to immersive recreations of the Wild West, the UK gaming industry is worth around £3.86 billion, which is more lucrative than the film and the music industry combined. But how has this niche pastime, intended originally for children and teenagers, turned into a universal obsession? I'm in South Kensington at the Victoria and Albert Museum, where a gaming exhibition hopes to shed some light on the ever-evolving popularity of the gaming industry.
The exhibition, Video Games Design, Play, Disrupt, provides an insight into the elaborate design process behind groundbreaking video games. With a whole host of consoles on show, the V&A celebrates the rapid expansion of the gaming industry and explores why it's more relevant than ever. Through emotional plots, political undertones, and fully immersive graphics, modern-day video games provide more escapism than music and film ever could.
This game has come all the way from Australia and is a prime example for the exhibition about how people like to get interactive with the things that they play.
And that's why the multi-billion-pound UK gaming industry now employs an entire 20,000 people. The popularity of gaming has increased so much that there are now worldwide championships where players battle it out to be crowned winner. The interactive and educational exhibition is on display in South Kensington until February, and curators say it's attracted a wide range of visitors, some of whom have never even been to a museum before. I came to Crazy Thumbs, an independent game shop in Tooting, to speak to some experts about the gaming industry and why it's become so popular.
The games are like films now, but instead of you actually just watching, you're actually in the game itself, so it's just interactive even better than a movie or music is nowadays.
Well, it's really just like, going into a different world, the fantasy behind it, playing different characters that relate to you, personally, as well as wanting to be them, so kind of a role model in a way. Also a way to escape from reality in some ways, because, in times where you have turmoil and, you suffer a lot through, being a teenager and hardships of life, you could go to a game and just enjoy yourself, really. I guess game developers are realizing that people really love movies and really like a story, like relating to, all this build-up and having to play it like a movie. So they try and relate it to that. That's why you have more games like Spider-Man coming out, because it relates to an actual real character, which is very popular from Marvel. So they try and build stories like that to make it relatable, not just to the person themselves, but also enjoyable as well. When you find the right group of friends that like the same kind of games, you kind of get involved in it, really. So you start talking about it, you start, having long discussions about these games and having fun, it's always good just to you can come home from work, call up a friend, say, oh, let's play some Red Dead online, or come and play some Black Ops 4. It's just that experience of, playing with a friend and enjoying the game together, enjoying this immersive world that just makes it great.
So there you have it, that's the wacky world of gaming. I think we're all quite excited to see where the future of gaming and technology will take us. But I think I'll leave it to the experts. Back to the studio.
That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in to South West Londoner News. For more, visit our website at www.swlondoner.co.uk or follow us on Twitter using the handle below. Thank you and good night.